The sky surrounding Carly Waters had never seemed so wide, so blue, so threatening. Of course, she hadn't set foot outside the city in half a decade. Her heart pulsed out an extra beat as she made a right turn and faced yet another two-lane highway without a single soul in sight. The previous veteran care handler had told her Three Rivers Ranch was another 40 minutes north of town. Carly had half thought she'd been kidding. But now, with her orchid satin heels pressing against the accelerator and the minutes ticking by, she realized Lex hadn't exaggerated at all. Dismay tore through her when her tires met dirt instead of asphalt, and she knew her shoes wouldn't survive more than a couple of steps in the dust and gravel. She had bought the heels as a graduation gift for herself when she'd finished her social work master's degree at TCU a couple of years ago, and they remained the most expensive piece of her wardrobe. "This is a good job," she breathed to herself as that wide-open sky continued to suffocate her. "It's a promotion, one where you can afford to buy another pair of $300 shoes. So what if you have to come out to the sticks every couple of weeks? It's going to be fine." But as she pulled her cute, compact car into the parking lot next to a newer building, a sinking sensation in her stomach spoke that nothing would be fine. Carly pulled up the zipper on her jacket and reached for the file of the veteran she'd come all the way out to this ranch to see, Reese Sanders. A sergeant, Reese had suffered massive core injuries from a bombing a few years ago. Carly had already pored over Lex's notes, and she expected to find a happy-go-lucky veteran who left his wheelchair behind after endless hours of horseback riding. After she'd read his file, Carly had admired his tenacity, the way he'd clawed himself back from the edge of physical devastation. She'd had a hint of that kind of heartache in her life, too, but it tasted bitter in the back of her throat, and she painted over it with a fresh layer of lipstick and a smile almost as bright as the near spring sun. One of her mother's adages sprang to her mind: "Comparison is the thief of joy." Carly had tried to make the words mean something in her life, but with two Mary Poppins practically perfect in every way older sisters, and a twin sister that Carly was technically older than, she'd never quite been able to measure up. Even her choice of social work, of dedicating her life to helping others, had been overshadowed by her twins' acceptance into a Ph.D. program. She locked her car as she clicked across the blessedly paved parking lot, the familiar "ba-beep" somehow strengthening her to carry out this meeting in her usual cheerful manner. The wind caught her hair and blew the blonde locks around her face. She scrambled for the door handle, the weather pulling at her skirt, her jacket, her file. Almost like God had pressed the fast-forward button on her life, the wind ripped the folder from Carly's grip, the folder containing all of Reese's accomplishments, the folder the previous handler had warned her not to misplace or rearrange, the folder that symbolized the beginning of her new career. The weather snatched at the pages, sent them twirling through the air, and Carly could do nothing but watch. All at once, her life resumed its normal pace, all except her pulse, which thundered at 4 times its normal speed. She swiped for the pages with her hands, stomped on others with her precious heels, even hipped one into the door jamb to keep it from getting sucked into the open Texas range, never to be seen again. As she attempted to gather together what pages she could, the crunching of paper behind her attracted her attention. She turned, hoping for a handsome cowboy with exceptional lassoing skills. She got the handsome cowboy bit about right, and she straightened, forgetting about the need to keep her hip curved into the building. "Let me help you." He bent to grab a fistful of papers before they could be tornadoed away. When he straightened, his dark eyes sparkled with a smile, causing Carly's chest to squeeze in a good way. "That must be your purple car." He nodded his cowboy-hatted head toward the parking lot. Her defenses rose. "I like purple." The man drank in her orchid heels. "Obviously.